Hello again, everyone. This is Gilmer, and I'm going to do something a little different this time. This is actually Pride of Nations. It is still an Ageod game, but it's a little bit different in the sense that this engine was a little bit different than the engines that they used for Civil War II and Rise of Prussia and Revolution Under Siege. This was built for more of a nation building type game, but the armies and everything are still very much the same. And I'm not going to do the grand campaign, so we're just going to do a war. And I'm actually looking at the Russo-Japanese War. It's 46 turns. 1904 early February to 1906 early January. And I'll just read you the description. After the Meiji Restoration in 1868, the Meiji government embarked on an endeavor to assimilate Western ideas, technological advances, and customs. By the late 19th century, in a remarkably short time, Japan had emerged from isolation and transformed itself into a modernized industrial state. The Japanese wished to preserve their sovereignty and be recognized as an equal with the Western powers. Russia, a major imperial power, had ambitions in the East. By the 1890s, it had exploded across Central Asia to Afghanistan, absorbing local states in the process. The Russian Empire stretched from Poland in the west to Kamchatka Peninsula in the east. With the construction of the Trans-Siberian Railway to the port of Vladivostok, Russia hoped to further consolidate its influence and presence in the region. This was precisely what Japan feared, as they regarded Korea and to a lesser extent Manchuria as a protective buffer. So I am going to play the Japanese. And this is going to be just an introductory type uh, episode. Let's see. The time has come to strike at the Russians. We have received information that their troops are not allowed offensive provocation for the next 2 weeks, so we must take advantage. Our Navy shall blockade Port Arthur and cover the landing of our main army in the Listung Peninsula to cut off the fortress from outside help. At the same time, our forces will move north from Korea and strike towards Mukden the Mikado. The Mikado's orders. So the Mikado must be the ruling forces. So that's all that really is available to us at this juncture. Now, trying to figure out what they want us to do. So we own Korea. Right. So we own Korea. And then we are going to attack in some form or fashion. The Mikado's orders. Our Navy shall blockade Port Arthur and cover the landing of our main army in the Listung Peninsula to cut off the fortress from outside help. So basically, I think we're just trying to attack Port Arthur and land our troops somewhere here. Do we have... So I think what I need to do is embark this army onto some type of ship and maybe consolidate these armies as well and get them over here as well and blockade Port Arthur. And I don't think we really have much troops in Korea. I'm trying to decide what's the Listung Peninsula. Is it this? I guess it is. So I don't know if we're supposed to land troops here, land troops here, Land troops there. What does this give me? Click to exit. Okay, so let's see. F8. Ministry of Colonial Affairs. That really doesn't really affect us in this playthrough. This is the thing that I kind of mentioned before about when I mentioned Pride of Nations before. This is kind of the what do they call this? It's the crisis management system or something along those lines. And so you have treaties, treaties to reply to, treaty sent, treaty available, offer peace. Um, this might not be the this might just be here we go. So here's the scores and objective screen. We own Seoul, Yalu, and Edo, which Edo is in Japan. Yalu is in China or Manchuria, and Seoul is in Korea. And then we have these objectives to capture from Russia. Russia's morale at the current levels is 90, and their combat power is 58 and 33. And as we've discussed before, what this means is everything from what I remember and what I've always learned was that the player's army is and navy is the baseline. So we would be 100%. So we're at 100 combat power and they're at 58 combat power, and we're at 100 naval and they're at 33 naval. So we own a advantage in land and naval power. Our morale is actually really high, 120, which that makes sense. I think the Japanese have always had high morale. They are very well at the time. I'm not going to make any judgments now, but at the time they were very nationalistic, very high morale. They felt like they were better, soldiers and naval than anybody else. It's just they just needed a chance to prove that. And here are all our overlays down here. The military overlay. So as you can see, we own Korea Peninsula. The green is the Russians owned. Supply. Supply. So not really exactly sure. Looks like supply is good in the striped regions, and the totally colored, not striped regions, it's what we own, and there is some supply to it. And then these, of course, we don't have any supply in it. We don't own them. So that's that. Objectives, as you can see, Yalu is an objective. That's in Manchuria, I guess. That's just across the border from Korea. There's the Yalu River. And so Laoyang is an objective. Mukden, Russia, is an objective. Liaodong is an objective. And, of course, Port Arthur. And, of course, on our side, Seoul, in Edo, which is that the modern day Tokyo? I think it is, but I'm not positive. But I think Edo turned into Tokyo. I'm not positive. I know that's right around the area where Tokyo is. I'm just not positive that that's the actual city of Tokyo, but it probably is. And so our objective, I guess, is to just capture Port Arthur and defeat them. And how we go about doing that is up to interpretation. That's the joy, the fun of playing an Ageod game. They give you the objectives, and then it's up to you to decide how you're going to do it. Let's see here. Where does it say? Transport capacity O of 4. Transport capacity, I don't see anything. That looks like just a bunch of battleships. The Mikasa. What does it say? I'm sure it says battleship. Oh, there it is. Battleship 1895 to 1905. And these are torpedo boats. So this is all, what are this? Protected cruisers. So this is a battle fleet. And then we have, these are going to be our, transport capacity 0 of 240. And then this one is, looks like more battleships. Oh, mine layers. Never mind. I don't know that laying mines is going to be a big deal in this game, but we do have them. So I think what I need to do is I need to move. What did I? Oh, I wish I hadn't done that. I guess I didn't do anything. Let's move that to here. Let's move our battleship squadron. Yeah, it looks like we got about 6 battleships in this group. But let's just see to make sure. Battleship. 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 And then this one is 2 battleships. Battleship. Battleship. Okay, so we'll move them there. Who am I moving? Honestly, I can't even remember. What? Okay, let's just see. I screwed that up. They're going here. And then this is my battleship squadron. It's hard to tell. So they're going to blockade Port Arthur. This group is these are the cruisers, aren't they? Armored cruisers. Okay. We're going to have them there. So we're going to cover both of these sea regions on either side of Port Arthur. It looks like their port is really in this one, but so we do have the stronger naval force in that area, but and then we will see what we're going to do after that. So let's just take a look at some of these screens. So this is the research screen. This comes into play in the Grand Campaign. It has a lot of researches that you can do to modernize your armies and also help your industries and things like that. It's just like any kind of nation building type game. You have technologies that you research. You're going to have a lot of commodities, industry and commerce, and this is all of the commodities that are available. So as you can tell there, it's pretty intricate on how many of the commodities that you have, and some of the most important are the money and the capital. So, but that doesn't really come into play in these smaller scenarios where it's more of just a war type situation. It might have some bearing on it to as it relates to money to possibly buying things that you might need. But it doesn't look like you're allowed to buy any new units. There's my capital, I guess. I'll know. I will know on the next episode if that's Tokyo. I'm pretty sure it is, but I just want to make sure and not give anybody bad information. Prestige points that comes in on the grand campaign. Just like just about every nation building type game, you have a scoring system, and prestige points are how you win the grand campaign. And then I have diplomats over here, and of course morale. And then across the top here, it has the most important type commodities. You have money, capital, coal, which is very important for your ships. You need coal to run your ships. Steel, very important to build ships and build units. And then manufactured goods, very important to build up new units. And of course then officers and conscript companies, also very important to build up new units. And then you have this over here, which is your colonialization type things, and it'll tell you list of colonial areas where we have influence, list of regions where significant revolt risk exists, and then a list of colonial areas with formal colony or better status. And so this says Korea, Ryukyu, and Formosa. I don't think that really comes into play here either. That's more of a grand campaign type of thing as well. So I'm a little worried about not having any coal over here. I'm not sure that comes into play or not. But let's see. Save my turn. Back to the main menu, and then this proceeds to the next turn. Let's see. Let's just take a look at how it looks when you process a turn. So as you can see, my two naval fleets are on either side of this. Some Russian ships hit by Japanese torpedoes during the night surprise attack of Port Arthur on February 2nd, 1904. That's probably historical. Dai 1 Kante has arrived in the Bohai Sea. That's this. And then Dai 1 Fiorito Joe Kantai, I believe it's the ship over here, has arrived in Nagasaki. That is Nagasaki. Let's turn that off. Nationality, administrative areas, theaters of operation, weather zone, current weather. So we're just going through some of the soldiers of the Kobe Dai 6 Rentai have been successfully trained. Transport ships, blah, blah, blah. Has delivered 0 money and 96 war supply to our harbors. Our spending of state funds for colonial maintenance was £2 this turn. Sir, our involvement in the colonial area, Korea, capital Seoul, is paying off, and our sphere of influence has increased by 9. The positive influence of governor's residence raised your colonial penetration into Bai. Is that Taiwan? Maybe not. I don't know. I'll figure that out as well. I think it might be, though. So that's it. That's the first turn. Look at this. We have accrued 17 prestige points. So I guess we do get prestige points in this game. Maybe that is victory points. Where is that screen? So I guess that takes the place of victory points in other type of games that we play for Ageod. Instead of saying victory points, it says gain prestige. And then ours is up here. It's 17. Theirs is down here. It's 11. So looking pretty good there. And once we are back, or we could do that now actually, I am going to load this army onto that. And then I'm going to bring it here. We're going to do distant unload. And I think, because he moved that army down here to Port Arthur, I am going to unload in this Liaodong area and cut them off, and then move into Port Arthur after I take them. But that's going to be it for this episode. I think this episode is going to be kind of short compared to normal, but thank you very much for watching. I will say that it looks like Grand Tactician, the Civil War 1861 to 1865, a bunch of YouTubers have received the codes or whatever, the serial code or whatever, to go ahead and start doing videos. So there's some videos already out there, even though it's supposed to become available generally to the public on 8/21. I didn't receive one of those codes, so I'm not doing any videos. I might email them and ask them if they want to give me one, but I've got a small channel. I only have just over 500 subscribers, so they might think I'm not really worth sending a code to. That's fine. When 8/21 hits, we're going to be playing it, so be looking forward to that. Hopefully this will be over by then, and not because I want to get this out of the way, but if this isn't over by then, we'll do them simultaneously. We'll do them at the same time, or concurrently, or whatever they call it. So we'll have videos of Pride of Nations coming out, and videos of Grand Tactician, the Civil War 1861 to 1865, because that game is looking pretty damn good. I've seen some videos that were put out today. It's looking really good. It looks very, very complicated, but it looks very, very good. It looks very polished. So definitely going to be getting that on 8/21 at least, and be making videos that day. And 8/21, I do believe, is on a Saturday. So maybe I'll get that. Maybe I'll be able to get some videos out on Saturday. Sunday. Well, definitely Sunday. Saturdays I can get videos out usually. Sunday is a no-go, and Monday is usually a no-go as well. But then Tuesday through Saturday is usually my best time. So I'm hoping that maybe I could get one of those beta access codes early, and maybe start recording early. I don't know. They haven't emailed me, but like I said, I might email them and request one, just see if they're open to that. What can it hurt? All they can say is no. I'd still be able to buy it on 8/21. So I think I will. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. This has been Pride of Nations, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.